Disclaimer: this is an imaginary story. Please don't relate it with any idol or any other person. It's nothing related to anyone's life. It's pure work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. It's a Notice 7 story. If you are solo stand and can't see other members, then this story isn't for you. You are on wrong channel. Watch the story carefully, then comment. Be respectful and don't embarrass yourself. Whatever pics are shown in this story, they all have been taken from Google and Pinterest. The credit for them goes to their real owner. Storyline and voice are mine, so please don't copy that. Arthur's point of view. Kim Taeyang was a 15-year-old boy who was living with his 6 Hyangs in a beautiful castle-like mansion. His 3 Hyangs were mafias and rest 3 were working in their company. T was sweet and humble boy who stayed at home and did his share of household work. He had the sweet and melodious voice, but due to puberty, his larynx voice box started growing and his voice started breaking and became deep and raspy. It was common during puberty, especially in males, but his voice changed more as compared to others. Because of that, he had to face bullying and mocking. He complained to his Hyangs and they talked with his principal and teacher. They scolded and punished the student, but once teacher left, they all again started mocking and bullying him. They even told him that he attempted any sin. That's why God punished him by snatching his sweet voice and giving him raspy voice. T got scared and this fear settled in his mind. He tried to talk with his Hyangs, but they never listened to him completely. They only listened his half words and told him to ignore them. They never took his problem seriously. They never tried to talk with him and understand his problem. They never told him about puberty. They never reassured him about his voice. In short, they took him as their responsibility, not as their brother. T talked with his parents' photo frame and complained to them. One day there was a poem writing competition in his school and he wrote the poem on Dream Family. He beautifully expressed his thought and won first prize. After so long, he got the first prize. He used to be a topper, but because of mocking and bullying, he became an average student. He was so happy and waiting for his Hyangs to share this good news. Hyangs were already in bad mood and stressed out. Hearing T's voice, Jungkook burst out on him. They said so many mean words to him, their words were similar to his classmates who were bullying him. Others tried to stop Jungkook, but they didn't stop. Their words left huge impact on T. He locked himself in his room and talked with his parents. His parents sent him flight ticket and received him from the airport and took him at their home. Hyangs reached there, but Mr. Kim didn't let them come inside their house. He comforted them. Mrs. Kim made T understand that he wasn't a curse. They taught him about puberty. Link of part 1 is in pinned comment. Watch it if you haven't watched it yet. Let's see what happens next. Right now, T was sleeping in his parents' room and Mr. and Mrs. Kim were sitting in the living room and talking with each other about T. Mr. Kim: sending T to Jin was our biggest mistake. We shouldn't have sent him there. Somewhere we are responsible of this condition. We are his parents. We should have understood that no one else can raise him better than us. He needed us and our love, but what we did, We put our responsibilities on our children and started enjoying our lives. We are such a careless parents. If he hadn't called us, we would never have known what pain he was going through. He must be thinking that he is very happy with his brothers. Mrs. Kim, we weren't wrong at our place. We have 6 sons. We thought if T would be with them, so he must be feeling more safe and secure. In his young's presence, he would grow better. He thought they would have understood him better than us. Because there wasn't much age gap, they can understand his feelings better than us. We didn't impose our children responsibility on them. We first talked with them and asked their thoughts. They were agreed. That's why we let them take tea with themselves. We called them and tea regularly, but they never told us anything. If we had any idea, then we didn't never let tea to live in that hell. We would have called him here before and taken an action. When we did not know anything, then how did we wrong? Mr. Kim, I don't know how, but we are wrong. We should have stopped all these things beforehand. Mrs. Kim, no, we weren't. Stop blaming us. If we could stop when we knew, if they weren't ready to take T's responsibility or they were facing any problem, then they should have talked with us. It wasn't like we would force them to do this. Mr. Kim, we should have known everything about T. Mrs. Kim, yes, we should, but now he isn't the child who can tell us everything. He has grown up. He knew what to tell and what not. When things got out of his hand and he couldn't bear it anymore, then he called us and shared it with us. Try to understand how terrible experience it was for T. It's not the time to blame ourselves, it's the time to help him. He needs us. Mr. Kim, yes, you're right. We should focus on T. We tried our best to make him understand. Let's hope he won't judge himself. Mrs. Kim, we have to handle him with care. We don't know what his young said to him and how impactful their words are. They both were talking. Suddenly they heard T screaming and they immediately ran to their room. They saw T was drenching in sweat and shaking hard. He was mumbling some words while holding the blanket tightly. They went near him to hear him and got shocked to hear him. T, no, don't take me with yourself. I don't disturb anyone. I didn't hurt anyone. I won't talk. I won't say a single word. Just let me go. Please leave me. I don't want to go with you. Please leave me. Mama, dada. Mama, dada. Mr. and Mrs. Kim quickly went to him and tried to wake him up. They shook him, but he wasn't opening his eyes. He was tightly closing his eyes and mumbling to leave him. Mr. Kim sprinkled some water drops on him, but still he wasn't opening his eyes. So Mrs. Kim threw the whole glass of water on his face with full force, and he opened his eyes and started panting hard. Mr. Kim hugged him tightly and Mrs. Kim went to kitchen and brought a glass of water for him. Mr. Kim, while stroking his back, T, son, you're fine. T, Dada, he will take the. Mr. Kim, no one will take T is safe with his parents. Mrs. Kim, T, drink some water. T hugged Mr. Kim more tightly. But please don't take T will be quiet. Mrs. Min placed the glass on the bedside table. Titi, open your eyes, son, and see your mama is here. Mama brought water for Titi. Titi wants water now, said by stroking his hairs. T slowly opened his eyes. Yes, Titi, water. Mrs. Kim showed him glass. Here is water. Leave Dada and come to Mama. T shook his head vigorously. No, Dada. Mr. Kim, it's okay. Dada is here. Give him water. Mrs. Kim gave him a glass of water which she was holding, and T quickly grabbed the glass and started drinking. He half drank and half spilled on Mr. Kim. He was so scared. T, so sorry. Mr. Kim, it's okay. I will change. Do you want more water? T shook his head vigorously. No. Mrs. Kim gave him another shirt. Change it. T was hugging Mr. Kim tightly. He wasn't ready to leave him. He saw the worst nightmare. Somehow Mr. Kim changed his shirt. After a few minutes, T became stable, but he wasn't ready to leave Mr. Kim. Mr. Kim, Titi, are you fine? T, sorry, I disturbed you. Mrs. Kim, sit beside him. No, you didn't disturb us. You were having nightmares. Tell us what happened. T, Mama, I saw a man who was in a black clothes came to me. He was so long. I couldn't see his face. He had a long hand. He came here to take me with himself. He held my hand. I was hitting him, but he was laughing. I requested him to not let me take with himself, but he said I'm a curse. I disturbed everyone by my crack and raspy voice, so he came to take me. There were so many ravens, a species of crows. There were a big fire pit. He was throwing all the raven in them. He said he will throw me in fire pit too along with raven because I'm also like them. I don't want to go to fire pit. I won't disturb anyone by my voice. I will be mute. Mrs. Kim, Titi, it was just a nightmare. You shouldn't need to worry about it. You thought too much about raven and curse. That's why you got this type of nightmare. You are safe with your mama and dada. See, here is no one. T looked here and there. Yeah, but then also please don't go anywhere. I won't disturb anyone. Mrs. Kim, we aren't going anywhere. Wait, let me bring milk for you. After drinking that, you will get good sleep. Left. Mr. Kim looked at T, who was busy in checking the room with his scared eyes. Titi, it was just a nightmare. Nobody is here, and you know if you share the nightmare, then it won't happen in reality. T looked at him with big doe eyes. Really? Mr. Kim, really? Now you are safe. Mrs. Kim, now drink the milk. You will get good sleep. Mrs. Kim made him drink milk and sang lullaby for him, and soon he slept while hugging Mr. Kim's hand. Mr. Kim slept beside him. Mrs. Kim slept in another room. Meanwhile, with Hyun's, Mr. Kim threw Jin and rest of brothers outside of his house and shut the door in front of their face, but they were still outside of the house. Jin had the spare key of the house, but still none of them went inside because they weren't welcomed. They couldn't have leave T here and went to their mansion. T was their youngest brother. Without him, they couldn't go anywhere. So they were waiting for their parents to open the door for them. Soon Mrs. Kim opened the door and found they all were sitting there. She grabbed Yoongi's arm and dragged him to their room. With him, everyone followed him. Yoongi, Mom, where are you taking me? Mrs. Kim, to show you your achievement. Stop that door frame. See your achievement. They all looked at T, who was mumbling in sleep by crying. T, Jinhyang, Titi is sorry. Titi will never bother you. Yoongi-hang, Titi will become mute. You won't hear Titi's raven voice. Hobie-hang, Titi will never tell you to bring strawberries for Titi. Jun-hyang, Titi always complain to you, na? Now Titi won't say anything to you. When Titi won't speak, then nobody will tease Titi. And when nobody will tease Titi, then you won't need to complain. Titi won't fed up you by Titi's ugly cryings. Titi won't cry. Titi will become quiet. Jimin-hyang, Titi bothered you the most. You always came to save Titi and fought. Now you both need to come in between. Kuk-hyang, Titi's voice can make your ear bleed, na? So now Titi won't speak. Titi knows it's Titi's fault. You don't need to blame Titi's recipe and raven likewise. Titi is sorry, but please don't leave. Titi doesn't have anyone. Titi is a sinner, but let Titi stay with you. Titi won't come out by Titi's room. You can cut Titi's food, but please let Titi with you all. Titi will bear all the teasings and don't complain. Hearing T's words pierced their heart. Among all of them, Yoongi was first one whose tears fell by hearing T's painful words. After that, one by one, everyone's eyes became wet. Mrs. Min placed Yoongi's hand on T's forehead, and he realized he was burning in fever. But before he could say anything, she dragged him in the living room and left his arm. He fell on the couch. Cook, Ma, cut off by hard slap. Mrs. Kim, what you did with him? He was such a happy-go-lucky child. He used to find happiness even in small things. He always made us smile by his cute talks. But see what you all did with him. If you weren't able to handle him, then you should have told us at least once. I myself would have brought him here without wasting any single second. But you wouldn't have tortured him like this. Are you happy to see him like this? He wants to become mute. Haven't you all went through puberty? Haven't you all faced the same problem? Haven't your voice changed and become deeper? Can't you all make him understand that it isn't the curse, it's the normal process? I know you all are guilty. You didn't want to make him suffer. You love him, but you have to show him your love. He isn't strong like you. These tears of remorse won't work out. Fear has settled in his mind. He started thinking himself as cursed. Do you have any solution of this? We can't sit and wait to heal him by himself. Your words left huge impact on his mind. Mrs. Kimber comforting them and asking solution. Whatever Hanks did was no doubt wrong, but they can't play blame game. By blaming them, T's condition won't become normal. They need to make T normal. Time skipped after a week. T's fever had gone, but he still got nightmares. They all talked with him and tried to make him understand that his voice wasn't the curse, but no use. They all tried so many ways to reassure him, but none of them got successful. T became quiet. He wasn't speaking. Everyone was tensed for him. T was sitting on the living room and watching cartoon. Suddenly, Cook came there and fell on the floor. He saw him and quickly went to him. T shouted, "Cook-hyang!" Went to him. "Cook-hyang, what happened to you?" Cook, couldn't speak, said in raspy voice. T, what happened to your voice? Cook grabbed his throat. Don't know. T shouted, Mama, Tata, Jin Hyang, Jungi Hyang, Hobie Hyang, Chun Hyang, Jimin Hyang, come downstairs. See, something happened to Cook Hyang. Hearing T's screaming, everyone came out and saw Cook was on the floor and T was with him. Mr. Kim, T, what happened? Why are you screaming? T, Dada, something happened to Cook Hyang. He couldn't speak. His voice became raspy. Let's take him to hospital. Jimin sat on the couch. No need to take him anywhere. He got what he deserves. You shouldn't worry. Let's come and watch the cartoon. T, Jimin Hyang, what are you saying? He didn't deserve this. We should take him to hospital. Jimin, why should we? He shouted on you and blamed you for having raspy voice. See, God punished him. Now he became a curse too. We should celebrate this. Let me order pizza for us. T, Jimin Hyang, what happened to you? There isn't any curse. He will be fine. Why would God punish him? Jimin, for hating and hurting T. T, no, I'm not hurt. Cook Hyang didn't hate me. Jimin, T, don't lie. Because of his words, you became quiet. If you became silent, then why can't he? He called your voice Raven. Now he weren't able to speak a single word. That's called a karma. T shouted, no, he isn't a curse. He doesn't deserve this. If you don't take him to the hospital, then I will take him by myself. He is my Hyang. I can't see him like this. Went to Cook. Cook Hyang, let's go to hospital. Cook, no, I won't go anywhere until you forgive me and promise that you will again start speaking. T, of course I won't be quiet. I will speak like before. Mr. Kim, T, wait, let me take him to the hospital. With that, Mr. Kim took him to the hospital. T knew nothing happened to Cook. He ate so much berries, that's why his voice became raspy. In 1-2 days, he will become normal. At first, he thought something happened to Cook, but when he saw his blue tongue, he understood. After returning from hospital, everyone apologized from him and he forgave too. There is no bigger punishment than self-realization and regret. He saw their efforts. He forgave them but didn't that he forget their words. No, he didn't forget anything and can never forget. But he didn't want to see his Hyangs like this. He pretended to become normal and happy. That's called the maturity, when you are hurt but you pretend to be fine just for the sake of your family. He denied to go with Hyangs. He decided to pursue his studies here. Deep inside, Hyangs also knew that they lost their youngest brother, but they were happy that at least he didn't restrict himself to speak. On weekends, Hyangs came to meet him and spent their time with T. T was happy with his parents because they never judge him and always be there for him. He was learning to deal with his deep and raspy voice. Now he didn't think himself as a curse. Some wounds heal with time, but their scars always remain same. The arrow that shoots from the bow and the words that are spoken from the tongue never go in vain. Always think before saying anything to anyone, because you never know what impact it will have to them. Never talk in anger and never make any decision emotionally. The end. Author's note. That's it for today. I hope you all liked it. It was the bonus part of previous story. If you haven't watched the original story, then watch it. Link is in pinned comment. When I left any story in conclusive state or in unforgiven character, then that means none of punishment can heal the main character's pain. It can't be happy ending. Some stories are incompleted. This part is just for you all. I was satisfied with part 1. T's wound can never be healed, no matter how much love he will get. He can only pretend to forget everything just for everyone's happiness. That's the life. You got hurt, but still you pretended to be happy just for others' happiness. I hope you all enjoyed it. We will meet soon with new story. Till then, take care of yourself. Love you all. If you like this story, then please do like, subscribe, share and comment. I assure you that you will never gonna regret on your decision. Thanks for watching.